Like I'm agnostic, and that's all I am as far as religion goes. Like I'm just a person, you know. I don't have special powers, and I don't think anyone really
Mm.
does. I mean, I understand the practice of witchcraft, but like it's kind of like Christianity, to be honest. I mean, I see them as just two things. They're kind of, you know, it's like Islam is another thing. It's just religion.
So many. Who remembers the Temple of Psychic Youth? You know, the
Well, I was only
Oh
0 to 4 years
God.
old in the 80s.
It does sound like one of those trans washing stories, doesn't it?
Oh my
That
God, doesn't it though?
It does too.
that's a good word, trans washing. I like that. It's funny.
Oh, but to answer your question, Simon, I do think things have changed. I'm not as engaged with it, at least online. I still am in the real world because the real world won't fuck off for anything. But I think it has changed, in some good ways, some bad ways. A lot more people are aware of the issues now. A lot more people are speaking out. That's always good. The bad thing is a lot more people have glommed onto speaking out about it for their own reasons, many of which are nefarious and unhelpful. I think probably the most stark example of that is what's happening in the US with, forced birthers and Republicans all jumping on this, and not necessarily because they give a shit about women and children.
Right.
And that kind of puts people,
Yeah.
yeah, so it puts people in America in a very difficult
Yeah.
position where,
Definitely.
they've got a choice between the party of gay eugenics or the party of barefoot and pregnant,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't envy
No.
American
No.
women
No.
that.
Yeah. That's an
Um,
interesting take.
and and even in other countries too, there's here in the UK and in New Zealand there are a lot of very, very far right. You could even say Nazis, glomming onto the issue as well as this whole sort of protecting women thing, but you can tell that they just think trans is like another flavor of gay, and that's why they're against it. So that is annoying. But I mean, I guess that was always going to come
Yeah.
with more publicity,
Yeah. Definitely.
more awareness.
Yeah. Yeah. Has anybody's opinion softened or reversed? Anyone changed their kind of position on anything specifically?
I've got to say, the suggestion that people's positions might have softened is an intriguing one to me.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I have seen people, and I think this is brilliant. I have seen people sort of broadening from being, kind of very single issue to taking on a lot of other things, maybe getting deeper into feminism, speaking about other topics, campaigning for other I have seen that, and I think that's great. So that's definitely very encouraging.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly. Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah. I mean, like people like Kylie, that woman that's on in Twitter a lot. She's got the picture of the.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
She's
she
yeah. She's
she was in here earlier,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
think.
She's kind of. Yeah. She's very interesting and very intelligent woman who sort of tries to kind of push away from all of that stuff and into actual real life issues. Yeah. And shout out to social.
She does great work.
She does. Yeah. And she's very also very funny, which is kind of a bonus. So,
Yeah, yeah, she's lovely.
as are all of you. And shout out to social
Ow.
media. I can see her in the list. She's also very amusing and
Oh, social
wise,
media is great.
wise lady.
I heard you mention earlier, Ben, that you were housed with a guy who had mosaicism. There used to be a lovely wee fella, not wee fella, he's in his 20s,
Yeah,
who
well,
had
yeah, he was a
mosaicism.
man. He actually used the language. He said that he was technically a woman inside, but he actually said that like he needs exogenous testosterone as like it's medically indicated for him.
I really wanted to find out, the truth of the matter. Um, but unfortunately, they get so much hassle on here that, a lot of them don't come on anymore. And it's just such a shame. Whenever you've got real problems, it sort of takes a back seat, doesn't it?
Absolutely.